Hello and welcome to another video. This is what I would change about the mech trees. Now, yes, we want to see a complete redo of the mech trees system. Right now it's just straight upgrades. They are reducing the values in the upcoming balance, and that's a good thing. But still, I'd like to see a system where there's mutually exclusive choices and it's interesting to build your mech. There's a whole bunch of other games that have systems like this. There's Armored Warfare's Tank Commanders, there's League of Legends Masteries, there's Guild Wars 2 Trait System. They all boil down to you have so many options and a limited quantity of resources, and you can choose what route you want to go down in those options in order to customize the mech to your liking or customize your character. I'd love to see something like that in MechWarrior Online, but today I'm just going to talk about a problem that makes it difficult for people to play the game, specifically new players when they want to get their mechs and get started, and anybody who wants to play new mechs and like, oh, there's a new mech coming out and I want to get it and I want to upgrade it. But before I go into that problem, I'm just going to make sure that everyone's on the same page and just quickly go over how these unlock systems work. So you have the three levels here, the basic, elite, and master. And whenever you buy a new mech, you get access to the basics, no matter what. You can buy a variant of the mech and you can play it and you'll gain experience and you can unlock these basic, these 8 basic efficiencies. Now, after you're done unlocking those 8, you go, hey, I want to get my elites. I want to get my speed tweak. I want to get pinpoint that does nothing and things like that. But you then need to not just have a single variant, but you need to have 3 variants of the same chassis. So if I just close up some of these because they're in the way, we'll look at my Shadowcats. I have, or had from my Wave 3 package, I got the 3 Shadowcats. I got my Prime, which is the Invasion variant, which is the one that I run for extra C-bills because I love money. And I got the A and the B. So what I did, because I have a whole bunch of GXP, is I just GXP'd 8 out of 8 basics on those two variants. So 3 variants from the same chassis with 8 out of 8 basic unlocks elite on that chassis. So on my Shadowcats, elite was unlocked after I used my GXP on these 2 guys, and I was able to get elites on my Prime, which is the one I want to drive. Now, then you go and say you want to get your master. Well, you have to get 4 out of 4 elites, but elites aren't for the chassis, which, Shadowcat Prime is a variant. The Shadowcat is the chassis. Elites run off the weight class, so mediums. So all of my mediums, as long as I have 3 different variants from, could be the same, could be different chassis, as long as I have 3 variants within mediums that are 4 to 4 elite, then I can get master. So that's how the system works right now, and I think it's backwards, and it really makes it difficult for people who want to get a new mech. So say you're a brand new player, and you purchase a mech, and you play it through, and you get your basics, but you really want your speed tweak. But maybe you don't want to get other variants of that chassis. So you're playing, I don't know, something else. You only want to play the Prime variant of it. I want to only get my Shadowcat. I only want to play the Prime. I got Omnipods. I don't want to play other ones. Well, you're kind of forced to buy 2 other Shadowcats, even though they're kind of redundant, and you would basically just swap out all the Omnipods and play the exact same build, because the center torsos of Shadowcats have no distinguishing feature because they all have mask in them. You're basically forcing the player to buy 3 mechs to progress, And it's a huge, huge slowdown in terms of people progressing with their mech upgrades. And once you have your 4-4 on the weight class, you've sort of finished that weight class. And it's always, like this system right now, it's really easy if you have 3 mechs already to send one all the way to master, because you don't need to elite the other 2 variants within that chassis. I think this system is backwards. I would love to see a system where the first level, the basic, is based off of weight class. Then the next level is based off of chassis. So how that system would look like is you could purchase a Shadowcat, a Nova, and a Stormcrow. So you could purchase the prime of each one of these, and you can play, get their 8 out of 8. Then when you're done that, because you have 3 variants within a weight class, you would get your elites. And then you could go 4-4 elites. If you wanted to get this all-important module slot, you wanted to get the master on that specific variant, you would need 4-4 elites on a chassis. And it just seems more logical. It seems more like, wouldn't that how it worked? You're a pilot. You're learning how to pilot a mech in the world of MechWarrior. You play different mediums, and you're driving different mediums, and you get a basic understanding of mediums on 3 different chassis types. You're an elite at driving mediums. But if you want to master something, you need to play a bunch of that single chassis. You want to master Shadowcats, you have to play 3 Shadowcats. But if you just want to elite mediums, you just have to play different mediums. You don't have to play the same chassis. I think that system would make it just so much easier for new players, and existing players like me have already got their sort of chassis unlocked. I have, you see, of all these things, I have basically the vast majority of the mechs at master status. So I don't need to 4-4 anything except the one variant I want to take. And with clan mechs, I have Omnipod, so I can just take the one best center torso or something like that. But this would just help new players. They wouldn't be stuck in that, I have to choose a good chassis because I need to buy 3 variants of it to make it competitive. I mean, they are lowering the values of the mech tree items so that they're not going to be as necessary in order to be competitive. Right now, just the 50 and 40% boosts are ridiculous. But you're still making it so they have to kind of choose what their chassis is. They have to, okay, if I get Thunderbolts, I have to get 3 different Thunderbolts. I can't get a Thunderbolt and a Black Knight and a Jaeger mech and then get my 4-4. That would be much more flexible, allowing the pilot to purchase the mechs they want, purchase the mechs they would like to try, and it wouldn't be like, I purchased this mech, I don't really like it, oh, I'm stuck with it, and I have to, if I want to elite it, which would make it, maybe that would be enough to make it good for them, maybe that speed tweak is just enough to make it work for them, they would be kind of stuck saying, well, I have to go play these 2 poor variants of it. I had that experience when I was in my free-to-play, I played the Raven 3L, and I just wanted the Raven 3L. I didn't really care about the 4X or 2X, but I had to play them through just to be able to get that elites on the Raven 3L. It was so annoying. I would have rather gotten a single Raven and maybe 2 Jenners, or a Raven, a Jenner, and something else. A Raven, a Jenner, and a Firestarter. That would have been cool. I could have had different playstyles. I could have had different experiences. But because of the way this system is, it forced me to play mechs that I, in the end, wouldn't really want to play. Because I wanted the mech that I wanted to play to be the best it could be. But anyway, that would just be the basic of it. Flip this around so that instead of this being based on chassis, to be based on weight class, and instead of this being based on weight class, make this based on chassis. And then, of course, the module slot is per variant, and you need to get that on every variant. Well, that was a quick what I would change. Thank you for watching. Good hunting.